G'day everyone, how's it going? Excuse yeah, a couple of beers in, so I've just realised, not that I'm pissed or anything, but I've just maybe a little bit. I've just realised this, so tap 1, tap 2, tap 3, I don't know, it might be an interesting video, but I've got to get some more beer. It's almost Christmas time. The beer that's in there is from February this year. I've got 3 kegs in there, hence the three taps there. So this one here is probably still quite full because it's 7.5%. So I don't drink that one too often. I just had a pint of that now, as you can probably tell. So in here we've got the 3 kegs, 2 degrees, nice and cold, and the CO2 bottle. This CO2 bottle feels heavy to me, but I've had that for years and I've never filled it up. So yeah, whatever. So Western Draft, I'm pretty sure that, yeah, that's got half a pint left in it. That's almost empty. What's this one? So that's got a fair bit left in it, so I'm not throwing that out. So I'm going to try and get one more pint out of this tonight, hopefully. That one's empty. So that one just spat at me through the tap there, so that is empty. That can probably come out actually. I've got a bit of a, so I don't know if anyone's ever mucked around with, it's not difficult. I don't make the beer. Oh, this is, yeah, there you go, got it. So you've got, yeah, that's light. If you can lift it with one hand, it's light as. So we'll put that back in. I've just poured myself a pint of this one, the Western Draft. If I can get one more pint out of it tonight, that'll be good. And then I'll go to the shop tomorrow. I'll take his with me. We'll go to the shop tomorrow and refill both of these. Yeah, what you got is, there you go. So you got an in and an out. They look the same, they're not. So you have to make sure you get the right ones. The main issue, I won't open it because it's pressurized at the moment. The main issue is the out, which is where your beer comes out of, has like a big metal straw that goes right to the bottom. So when you're pouring beer, it's getting it from the bottom. The in, which is your gas, has no metal straw, so it pressurizes, fills it from the top, pressurizes it, comes out the straw. So yeah, that's your main issue. But they are different. They will fit if you force them, but they are different. They're like, must be like 1/2 mil. You can see the ridge on this, and you can see the ridge on this one is a lot smaller. So you can force one past the other, but it's not a good idea to do that. Hey, you're not allowed on that couch. It's Dex's birthday today, isn't it, mate? You're 2 years old? Good boy, mate. Alfie's 4.5. But yeah, Dex is 2 today, so he had a bit of a spell. Well, they both had it. You can't give one without the other, so they both had a bit of a special breakfast with a slice of cheese with their breakfast, and they might get a special treat if they're good. You want a treat? There, they just stop. You want a treat? Come on, let's go. I'll give them a treat. They'll take it to the bedroom. In the bed. That's it. I'll be back in a minute. I didn't teach them that. That's just a thing that they do. They love taking their treat to the bedroom. So yeah, I used to make beer. Not like proper like this stuff. This is made from grain, and I can't even remember the name of the shop. I've only been there once, and it was February last year. I cannot remember the name of the shop. I know where it is. I'll find it. I think it's like Beer University or something like that, or Campus. I think it's called Campus. It's something to do with like a university or something. So yeah, but I think it's called Campus Brewing or something like that. They are a fair distance away from me, but it's worth a drive. Like, I haven't been there since February. I filled up 3 kegs in February, and I buy the odd carton of beer sometimes when it's on special. Not everyone likes this beer. It for me it tastes fine. I prefer it over bottled beer, but some people don't like it. It has got a different taste, but a lot of people, like, if you make it, it's a certain taste when you make it. I used to go to there's two homebrew places near me that make beer that they'll fill your kegs up as well. The closest one to me did the dirty on me, and he fills it up probably to about here. I brought it home one day, and I lifted them because I went to a different place, and the beer's okay, but they make it from a wort. They don't make it from the grain. You do your own research, but I'm not going to get into the whole. There's two different ways of making it. So when you go to Big W or just off the shelf kind of, it's like a honey. It's a very, very thick honey, and that's the wort. So the guy that's kind of a little bit further, not the closest guy to me, we'll call him Brewer B. Brewer A is the one closest to me. Brewer B is the one that's a little bit further. Brewer C is the one that's about a 45-minute drive from me. So I used to go to Brewer B. My mate recommended him. Really good. Well, I didn't have anything to gauge him against, so I thought he was really good. But there's 4 different types of wort. There's like a lager, a pilsner. There's like 4 or 5. I can't remember. Yeah. So anyway, this guy used to make about 100 different beers from these 4 different bases. Imagine a cake mix. That's what it is. So imagine a packet cake. You've got a chocolate, a vanilla, a hazelnut, and something. And then from those 4, you try and make 100 different cakes. I guarantee you they're all going to taste the same. And that's what that guy had. I did use him for a while. He was all right. I used to make it myself before that. But I'm making it from wort. So it actually the same brand of wort as what he was using. He just did it on a larger scale, so it actually tasted a bit nicer than mine. Mine was pretty good. I didn't mind it. I didn't keg it though, because to keg it you need, these are 18 or 19 litre kegs. I used to make 23 litres, so you can't just you can't half fill them. It's a little bit hard. Plus you need to carbonate it because the beer's flat when it goes in here when you make it at home. So I just did it with bottles, and I got sick of dealing with bottles and cleaning bottles, and I'd had enough. So I gave it up for a bit. Went to normal shop beer. Yeah, it's alright. You don't get a hangover from the stuff you make though, which is crazy. My record was 11. It's pretty funny actually. We'd only just moved into this. Oh no, we'll probably hear about a year. And that's when I started. Well, I started a lot before that, but I was making it at my old place. Then we moved into here. We were here for about a year, and I demolished 11 long necks, which are 750, almost a litre. So a carton of beer is 7 litres. So I drank more than a carton of beer. And the next morning, I got the ladder, climbed on the roof, and I was cleaning solar panels in the morning. I felt fine. So because there's no preservatives, you don't get the hangover. You kind of, yeah, you do get pretty pissed, but it's all, you go to bed, you wake up, and it's like nothing ever happened. Really good. So yeah, that's when I got kind of hooked on homebrew. But then I got onto this guy when I started getting into kegs. I did try and do a keg with my own homebrew, and it was just a disaster. It didn't work. They didn't carbonate. It was flat all the time. Just you go through a lot of gas because you can force carbonate as well. So you can pump these up to I can't remember, 30 or 40 psi. You lay them on their side. They've got to be cold. You roll them around, and you can carbonate them in a couple of hours. So you can go from flat beer to carbonated fizzy beer in a few hours. But it was just a lot of hassle. I couldn't be bothered anymore. So then I started a new job, talking to another guy that used to do party hire stuff like chairs and tables and stuff like that. And he actually that's who put me onto this actually. He had these. He used to buy these secondhand, cut a big hole out, put a tub in it, convert it, fill it full of ice, and then he'd have a tap a 2-tap, not a 3-tap, but he had a 2-tap on top and 2 kegs in the bottom. And he said he used to drive from wherever he lived, it was a while away, to this guy in Joondalup here, and get his beer, that's how I got onto it. So yeah, he used to hire them out for about $400 a night. So it was 2 kegs of beer, which is what, 20, almost 40, 38 litres. Yeah, pretty good. And that was his little side hustle that he did. So yeah, that's how I got onto that guy. Started going to him, it was all good. Then I did some research and found out there was a guy just right near me. I can't remember if he was A or B, but anyway, he's literally 10 minutes down the road. Started going to him, pretty good. Started another new job, and the guy goes, just watch how much he puts in the heat. The guy that I started working with was right into it as well, and he goes, just watch how much he puts into the keg, because he doesn't fill them up, and I had a whinge with him. So anyway, I went there another time, got home, I opened it up, and it was only down to here rather than kind of up here. And yeah, so I was like, you shortchanged me. So I never went back to him again. And then I was doing some research, and I came across these guys in, I don't even know, Canning Vale, I'm not sure. I'll look it up, I'll put a screenshot in, because they are worth a mention. Really good. So yeah, I went to them in February. That was only just not even a year ago. 3 empty kegs rocked up. They are the most expensive that I've ever paid for beer, but they are by far the best. Best tasting. It actually tastes like a pub beer. Like, it doesn't taste like homebrew. And because I've always had homebrew, whoever's come over here, like family and all that, my old man's right into it. He loves it. My brother-in-law's not too. He is now, actually. I'll tell you a story about that. But yeah, everyone has this stigma about homebrew, that it tastes funny. So now when people come over and I say, do you want a beer? I don't tell them that it's like, this is from the grain, it's not from a wort. So all this stuff from this guy in Cannington or Canning Vale, Beer Campus or whatever it is made from grain, properly micro brewed. It's not just hot water and this honey thing and you mix it up and leave it for a month. It's properly done from grain, and that's why it tastes really good. So yeah, my brother-in-law, the last do that we had here, I can't remember what it was for. Might have been my birthday, I can't remember, but he came with this can of I don't know. So I don't know if it's a thing in America, but they do craft beers, and they charge you for it big time. You might as well cut off your left leg and give it to them for a 6-pack. But hang on a sec, my throat's getting dry. Anyway, so he's right into his craft beers. Rocks up here. He brings this can of, it was a equivalent of a pint. It was about a 700ml can of craft beer. And he said, look, I had one left over. I brought it over. We'll go thirds in it, just for a taste. I said, yeah, okay, no worries. So anyway, me and my old man are smashing this stuff. This cheetah hop, 7.5%. We're having a few of them. My old man actually likes this one. Bush Chook is a emu export. If you're from Australia, you know what emu export is. An emu is called a bush chook in Australian slang, so that's why they call it bush chook. I don't know what Western Draft is, what the equivalent beer is, but it's a draft anyway. A bush chook's a lager, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, and the cheetah hops up the top there is quite potent. You can't taste it, but you have 1 pint and it feels like you've had 4 pints of beer. So yeah, anyway, so we finished the beers that we had, and then we went thirds in this big can. We just got some little I've got some little glasses up there, just to try it. And yeah, and I had one sip and I went, that tastes very, very familiar. And my brother-in-law was losing it. He's going, oh, look, it's so nice, this beer. Really. I said, how much is a 6-pack of that? And he didn't buy a 6-pack, but he said one can was about $11 or $12 or something. And yeah, and I just went, just hang on a tick. So I went and I got him a fresh glass. I poured him one of these, and I said, taste that. And he goes, it's exactly the same. Hey, stop licking, mate. He's still got a problem, this dog. Come on, no licking. Yeah, so it was pretty funny. So he didn't drive home that afternoon once he figured out that it was the same beer. And I'm pretty sure what they do, these guys make it where I go in Canning Vale or Cannington. They make the cheetah hops, so I'm pretty sure they might sell it to some little microbreweries. So, you know, the microbrewery might do 4 or 5 different beers because that's all they can handle. But they might sell 12 beers, and they do like little swaps or whatever with some other little microbreweries. This guy's not a microbrewery. He's actually quite. Oh, maybe he is. I'll take some photos when I'm there. He's got massive stainless steel vats, you know, like 4 stories high, 3 stories high, and all that. All the pipe work and all that. So, yeah, he's definitely not micro, but he's not a massive supplier. But but yeah, really nice beer. The only thing is you do get a bit of a headache off this if you're not used to it. It took me a while. It took me a while to get used to it. Definitely not as forgiving as the actual homebrew, but it tastes 100 times better. So even though I've got the 2 guys right next to me, I won't really go back to them. Just being shortchanged from one. They both use the same wort, so their beers taste exactly the same. At least the first time I went to the guy in Joondalup after going to this other guy that's around the corner from me and shortchanging me, I used to go there with 2 or 3 kegs, and I could lift all 3 of them, like 2 in one hand and 1 in the other hand. And then I went to Joondalup and I did the same thing, and I could barely lift 2 kegs on my own because he was filling them up. The other guy was only like just over halfway, and so that's kind of what triggered me a bit. And then when I went to this guy, because what happens is when you come home, you charge them up with 12 psi of CO2. You can normally open the tap and you might be able to pour maybe 3 pints, and then you need to charge it up again because your beer is up here and you've only got this much air gap in there. You're only, you know what I mean? So you put 12 psi, but it's only over that amount of volume. And then when you get halfway down, you could put 12 psi in, but you'll be able to pour the rest of the keg because you've got so much extra gas in there compressed. So yeah, I went to, I was used to Joondalup. You'd fill it up and you wouldn't have to do it for the first 3, or you could pour 3 or 4 pints, and then you'd have to charge it up again, you know, and work your way down. When I went to this guy in Campus, let's call him Campus. He filled it up to the up here, I'm pretty sure, because I came home, put gas in, and you could hear it flow in and stop instantly. So there was like 0 room for gas. He filled it right to the top, and I had to do 3 trips. I could only carry 1 keg at a time. They were right to the top. So yeah, so interesting with that. So yeah, he does charge the money, but at least you're getting a full 19 litres, that's for sure. And it's you'd think I'm a big beer drinker having something like that. I just like the convenience of having kegs, and the missus isn't home yet, so I can tell you. But the best thing is, when I was drinking normal beer, she'd come home and there'd be, you know, in the recycling bin or over here, there'd be 6-7 stubbies of beer. You don't get that problem anymore. You know, you can start drinking. I finish work at 2:30, so I could start drinking at 2:30 like I have today, and she'll come home at 5, and I go, oh yeah, I'm just on my second one now. Do you want me to? I'll pour you one. So yeah, it works out well. She can't tell how many you've had because you've only got the 1 pint that you just keep refilling. So yeah, that works out well. Kegerator I got from another guy. There's another homebrew shop in Malaga. He doesn't sell beer though. That's the only thing. All he does is sell the equipment. So he was having a special on a few years ago. I've had that for years. So that's been running like a champ. Three tapper, nothing special. I think they're pretty standard things, but yeah, I'll it's 19 minutes already of me babbling, but anyway, that's the background on my homebrew situation. We'll go tomorrow and fill 2 up. Like I said, this cheetah hops I don't drink a lot because it is quite potent, so that's probably still got half a keg in there. So I don't know what he charges, about $90 to $100 to fill it up, and it's like 20 litres of beer, so it's not too bad. A carton of beer in Australia is about $50-$60 for a run-of-the-mill beer, and $70, $80, $90 for your imported beer, maybe 70, 60, 70, 80, something like that. Maybe not up to 90, but definitely in the 70s for your imported beers. And that, like, a carton of beer is 6 point something litres, 7 litres. So you're getting 7, 14, almost 3 cartons of beer in one keg for $100. So yeah, it is beneficial. And like I said, I've had them since February, and they taste as good as day one. It's not like they go off, and there's no preservatives in them. They even tell you when you pick them up, they're cold, obviously, when you pick them up, and they say just make sure you go home and chuck them straight in the fridge. You can't leave them in a hot car because it'll go off. So you have to keep them in the fridge. You can't just go and pick them up and leave them in a room somewhere. So I think my missus is home now, actually. So yeah, I'll lock this video off, and we'll just do a bit of phone filming tomorrow when we go and fill them up, and that way I've got enough beer to last me through Christmas. We do have Christmas Eve here with all my missus' family, so there's going to be about 20 of us here. So we're going to need some. So not everyone drinks beer, which is good. There's only about 4 of us that drink beer, so all good. Anyway, catch us later. See ya. Alrighty, so next day, keg and line cleaner. I've actually got to get some more of that. I'll have to order some more. Just put a little bit into a Coke bottle, whatever you got, and then I've got this little thing here, which does, the guy that made it, it can do in and out on the gas. So all you do is put some water in here, about halfway. You don't want to fill it all the way to the top because you need some room for gas. It's going to be hard to see, actually. Maybe like that. And then I've got my CO2 that charges this bottle up. You don't need a lot. And then you grab a glass or whatever you want to use. I just normally use a glass. Grab your lines, so you can see all the gunk in the lines, especially this must have been the keg that actually ran out all the way through. It looks like you got a lot of line, but you do need a lot of line. If you have short lines, you'll end up pouring pretty bad beer. Try and untangle them a little bit. Let's do this one first. So, like that, upside down. Make sure all the stuff's mixed up. And now it's a lucky dip. So that's that one. There you go. So we'll just get rid of all that old beer out of there. So it's running pretty clear now. So that's enough of that. And then undo that. If that can stay there, that'll be good. No. Get this one. So we need to charge it up. Charge it up with air again. 15 psi. That's enough. Like that. Like that. And it's going to be this one. So that's running clear. Like that. And then we'll just use the rest of this. Same deal. Actually, that's not even 15 psi. There we go. That's about 15 there. So I pour at 10. That's what it was on. It was on 10. That's pretty gross. So now we just want to go through half of this. So yeah, that's clear. 100%. That's clear now. And then I'll show you the lines. You can see the lines as well. And same deal. Clear. And you don't want to, I don't normally let the gas go in. There's probably a bit more we can do there. But that is definitely clear. So now, Dex move, mate. Must taste good for dogs. So now we're done with that. So I didn't even use half a bottle. Turn the CO2 off. That can go over there, and you can see the lines now, nice and clear. So I'm not going to be home for 3 or 4 hours. So this is going to stay in the fridge now. So that'll stay in there. So that one's still got beer in it. Like it's probably half full, so I'm not bothering about that one. So we'll leave that solution in the lines now until I get back for 3 or 4 hours, and then I pretty much clean that up. Just put normal water. Dex, move, mate. I have to clean that up. Probably worth putting a rag down or something there. I always forget. So yeah, I'll just put fresh water, charge it up again, flush the lines out of that cleaner just with fresh water, and then flush them out with beer straight away. You don't want to leave water in there. So yeah, flush them out with beer, have a taste test of your new beer, and you're good to go. But yeah, like I said, it's early morning at the moment. Actually, there's a we'll go outside. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a fire somewhere. It's meant to be like 36 degrees today, but it's not even hot, and there's a heap of cloud, but it looks like smoke with you can see like the colour, big orange colour on the bench there. So something's going on. So that's my homebrew kind of set up, just spares and a bit of leftover stuff, nothing special. So they're rinsed out, and they have that same keg and lime cleaner in them. I just leave it in there for about an hour, and every time I walk past, I'll just give them a shake like that, so it coats everywhere. And then I'll rinse them out with fresh water, chuck them in the car, and we'll go and fill them up. But yeah, I can't really do much more else now until I get, and it's literally drive to the shop, get new beer, come back, flush those lines out, connect them up, and you can drink that beer straight away. There's no waiting, which is good. Whereas my old beer was put them in a keg, and then you'd have to add more sugar to pressurise or add CO2, and you'd have to wait a month for it to come good. So this is like an instant thing, which is good, and you're not using bottles and things like that. So yeah, much better. But anyway, I'll pick up the video when we get back this afternoon. We've got a heap of running around to do. That's why it's not going to be for probably until 2 o'clock this afternoon. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning at the moment. So yeah, it's going to be later on this afternoon. We've got an IKEA run to do, big dub run. Where else? We've got to go eat some more flour for the bread machine. I've got to put a bread on right now, and I'm pretty sure I've only got enough flour for that. So yeah, we'll got a heap of running around to do, which is good. Keeps you busy, I suppose. But anyway, I'll get back to you when we get back from the beer shop. Alright, so what a mission that was. But anyway, it's like 2:30 in the afternoon. Went to a lot more places than what we thought. Ended up getting a desk chair and all sorts of stuff. The back of the wagon was pretty funny. There was like zero space. Once I put the desk chair in, it took up the whole space. So all good. So we're back. 2 new kegs of beer. So I ended up with a Western Draft, which is what I had last time, and an American Pale Ale. So hopefully they go alright. They give you a nice little ticket. I'll keep them on there. Let you know the date. That's how I know it was February when I went there last. So what we'll do now is we'll flush out the lines. It's pretty similar to what we did last time. We'll just get that there. And we've just got the CO2 bottle. Don't know if you can see it. No, probably not. And the rinse. So this is just fresh water from the tap. I don't know how much PSI, and I don't want to find out how much just a normal little Coke bottle can hold. But yeah, I'm not putting too much in there. So clicks in, and there we go. So I always go a fair bit because you don't want any of that. We're going to flush it out anyway with beer, but yeah, you don't want. Was it that one? I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah. Yep. So now that line's just got fresh water in it.
same as that one now. Cool. And you can see that water's pretty cloudy, so that's the line cleaner doing its job. So now we'll so what I do is you have a look, and it's got out is here, so out is your beer, in is your gas. So if we just put these up here for now, hopefully they're a bit of a funny, they're stiff lines, they're a bit hard. So yeah, so out is your beer, so you want to face, as you put it in the fridge, face that towards you. Oh sorry, no, face that away from you. Because once that is connected, you don't have to keep playing with it. I'm going to move that because I can see exactly what's going to happen. Like that. So this line you can see is a different colour because it's still got beer in it. That keg's not empty yet. Yeah, so beer. It's very awkward, but ultra heavy too. So push that right towards the back. Try not to move the fridge. And now just grab one of your nice clean lines, untangle it, I suppose, best you can. Doesn't really matter. And then give it the old reach over, and that connects to the beer line. So what you want to end up with is your gas lines facing you to the closest, because I don't leave my CO2 hooked up to them because there's just no point. You can kind of charge them up, and they'll last for weeks. And then if I know I'm having people over or whatever, every couple of weeks I'll walk past them and just give them a boost up to 12 psi. So yeah, out is this one. So that's your beer done. Might be easier if I stand up, and that goes towards that way. Pretty much all your beer lines I kind of chuck towards the back, out of the way, so you don't have to deal with them. And they're not, I suppose it is good that they're kind of a semi-hard line, because then they don't get tangled up. And then that way all your in things are facing you. Your in, I don't know what you call them. Yeah, see that's got well over 20 psi, that one. So I won't, that's got 15, that's got 20 something, so all good. We don't need to play with that at all. So I've just disconnected the airline and beer came out. That's how much these guys put in them. They fill them right up to the top, which is good. And then I leave my CO2 in there. Just make sure that the CO2 tap is off, like that. Make sure that's off. And then I've got two CO2 lines. I don't know why. See what happened there? So I've got beer in my CO2 line now. So that's not ideal. So what we want to do is turn that on and just get a little, like a fork or a knife, and press that down and just hold it like that with a rag or a napkin or something like that. You don't want that sitting on the line. That's because they've overfilled it, that's all it is. Another thing you can probably do is hook it to that one, and we're going to have to overcharge it. Let's have a look. I think it's screw in, there we go. Yeah, it's not ideal though there we go. So it's just flushing it all out. But yeah, that's 30 psi, so we definitely don't want to get it in there. And then that's it. I'll figure out a way to clean that line out now. But yeah, you don't want to see there's bubbles. If you can see that, there's bubbles in there, so you don't want to leave that in there because that beer will go off in there. Oh, actually, it probably won't because it's in the fridge. But yeah, no, I'll definitely clean that out. I'll figure out a way to do that. We'll close that up, let it get cold, clean the floor, and yeah, so now we'll just pour a beer. I'll just go and empty this. Actually, one thing I didn't check is to make sure that this one is the Western Draft, because I've already got it written down here that tap 3 is the Western Draft. So that's how much pressure is in it. So yeah, you want to be careful. So now that's beer coming through that, and definitely beer there. I don't have to check tap 1 because that is okay. So that one was the one that was really charged up, which is the American Pale Ale. So what we'll do is just swap that one with that one. Like that. Make sure they're on tight. That's it. Alright, I'll go and empty this again. And then what you can do, just to make sure, yes, it's that one there, which is Western Draft Tap 3. Yep. So you can actually see, because the lines are clear, I could see that it was coming out of the right keg. But yep, that's flushed enough. And that's flushed enough, all good. That is overcharged though. So I'll just pull the pin on it. Like that. That's it. Probably let that one go a bit. So I'll just unscrew the regulator, screw that on, and then screw it in until I see about 15. There. Same with the back one. You can hear the gas, so easy to know. And I'll just double check. Yeah, there's nothing going in that, so that's more than 15. We've got 15 in the front one. Yep. And 15 in the back one. So we're all sweet. So yeah, CO2 bottle off. I'm not going to taste them. I already tasted them at the shop. They give you samples before you buy them, so all good there. And that's it. And if you haven't seen a kegerator before, it has the fan there, then it has a scoop. This is the main thing. So if you're thinking about making one from a fridge, you kind of have to do this. And see how that big thick white pipe, so that all that is doing is transferring cold air up to here. You might be able to see it there. That's the white pipe. So that transfers to keep the beer that's already in this line, like that's cold. On certain days you'll see this all frosted up. So yeah. I used to have, I made my own a while ago and I didn't know about that. All I used to do was, you know, the first beer of the day, if you're having people around, just purge the line with the hot beer. You could smell it was all vinegary, and then you'll get the fresh beer through. And then after that, if someone's using it every 15-20 minutes, it's fine. But this is the much better way. You can feel that it's as cold as a fridge. So that's it. I'm not going to pour myself a beer because I think I'm going to fall asleep if I have a beer. I've still got a few things to do. So yeah, that's it. That's as hard as it gets, really. A little bit of effort, but the last time I did that was in February this year, and it's November. It's December. I think it's the end of November at the moment. So yeah, pretty good. I mean, a little bit of effort, and it's a bit of an outlay. They're about $100 a keg. Today was about $212, I think. One was a bit cheaper than 100, one was a bit more than 100. I think one was $5.50 a litre, the other one was $7.50 a litre, and they're 19 litre kegs. So yeah, you can work it out from there. I think I got a 20% discount because it was Black Friday or on part of the club or something. But anyway, it worked out to $220 for 2 kegs. So still pretty good value. Like I said yesterday, or at the start of this video, a carton of beer is about 7 litres or 8 litres, so there's about 3 cartons of beer in each keg. So I just got 6 cartons of beer pretty much for $200, which is pretty good value. That's all I can say. It's as easy as that. You just got to make sure things are clean. I cleaned, I don't know if I don't think I filmed it, but I cleaned those kegs out before I went to the shop. You know, just spray the hose in there and just make sure all the gunk comes up, clean it out, rinse it out. And then when you go to the shop, they give it another clean.
I used keg and line cleaner, that powder stuff, that was in the kegs as well. So that's what I use for the same stuff that I use for the kegs is the same stuff I use for the lines. Theoretically, if like that was pouring beer yesterday and then you went and got beer today and then connected it up, you don't really have to clean the lines out because they haven't been sitting. They're in the fridge, so but I just like to do it only because it's a once a year thing. So that's my thing. So now when this one runs out, probably in a few months, couple months maybe, I'll clean that line out and then just go to the shop, get one keg. So yeah, we'll do that. And then it's actually not that far, it's about half an hour from my place. I thought it was a bit further. Yeah, it was about half an hour. If you choose your day and choose your time and you're not stuck in traffic, it's half an hour. It's pretty good. But anyway, it's as simple or as hard as that. Have a good one and have a good weekend, and we'll catch you later. See ya.